Hello everyone, Rascal Entertainment's here.
And Mama.
Hello everyone, Rascal Entertainment's here.
And Mama Entertainments. Welcome to our podcast.
Today we're talking about a sort of animated oddity, once again from DreamWorks, The Boss Baby.
Now this movie follows a boy named Tim as he must deal with the unexpected arrival of a new baby brother who later turns out to be sort of a secret agent for an organization that delivers babies and run by babies.
And it's partially...
Babies!
And it's partially an oddity because no one really knows how well the movie did or if it's even popular. On one hand, there are many people who enjoyed it and loved it and found it hilarious.
Like us.
And while others call it a very strange and confusing concept and not one of DreamWorks' best films. Some were even angry about the movie being nominated for an Oscar instead of Pixar's Coco.
Oh, we're not going to talk about the negative. We're only going to focus on the positive. This was an exciting and awesome movie, and it fit into DreamWorks repertoire. Right. This was a DreamWorks movie. How can you be a fan of DreamWorks and watch their movies and TV series and Netflix series and actually think that this concept doesn't fit into their portfolio? You're nuts!
Right.
This is DreamWorks. This is what they do. As we talked about in the last podcast, they take concepts from books and they adapt them to be these great movies that have the feel and the theme of whatever the book is. It keeps all of it. Mm-hmm. It takes all of it and puts it into one fantastic movie. Boss Baby is awesome. Boss Baby is boss.
Right. And for the people who do say, there are people who have responded back saying it's supposed to be imaginative and fun and creative. And it's just supposed to be like, it's not just for kids but for families. Mm-hmm. It's supposed to be the mind of a 12-year-old. That's why a lot of the stuff that's weird and zany, it comes from him because that's the whole point of the movie. And that's what they said, that's the whole point of the movie. It's not supposed to be super serious. It's not a stupid concept. It's just really silly and creative.
Well, I think for people who are watching and thinking that, maybe they've forgotten what it's like to be a kid. I haven't, as you know. Mm-hmm. And when I watched this, in no way was it a strange concept. Was it zany? It was just hilarious and fun and sweet. Mm-hmm. I mean, the premise behind exactly the premise behind it and the ending were just heartwarming and wonderful. This in no way was insulting or belittling or confusing. It's a wonderful movie.
Right.
So maybe if you have just become so inundated with your day-to-day life and work and responsibilities and you've forgotten what it's like to be a kid, maybe that's why you would have that outlook. But if you remain young at heart, and you are young at heart, or you are just a kid, mm-hmm. you're going to love this movie.
Yeah.
So let's tell them what it's about.
Okay, it's supposed to be this little 12-year-old named Tim, and he's pretty much just adored by his parents.
And he's adorable looking like Marco.
They always have these little scenes where he's imagining himself in these really intense scenarios, like he's on a jungle expedition, he's the secret agent, he's a ninja, and it's all his mind, and you see, of course, his parents, and they love him very, very much, and you see they do all this stuff for him. He was the center of their universe.
Right, because he was an only child.
Right, and then the Boss Baby came along, and all of a sudden, all the attention had to be derived towards him because he's a new baby. But my question is, the parents didn't see anything wrong with this baby.
Directed toward him.
Yeah, directed toward him. And nothing seemed wrong with this baby showing up on the doorstep by himself.
Cuckoo. And looking cute and adorable, but wearing a suit.
Yeah, he was in a suit. There was no adult delivering him. A taxi just dropped him off. He was at the door in a suit, not crying, little shoes, suitcase. It's like, wait a minute, doesn't seem something off about him. Like, why does the baby come by himself? Because apparently babies come two ways. I don't think that's one of them. Where's the stork?
Right. This movie was hilarious. I'm telling you, from beginning to end, this movie was entertaining and just side-splitting laughter from beginning to end. Even in the moments when there was a little drama and in the moments where it attempted to be serious for just a second, you still felt happy and joyful, and you were still laughing at the stuff you were laughing at before. This movie is just perfect beginning to end.
Right.
And if you think that sounds crazy, just having the baby show up at the door. Wait until after he actually gets inside the door.
Right.
And then the madcaps ensue.
Right. And he's voiced by Alec Baldwin.
Perfectly. I mean, absolutely perfectly.
Right.
And you know, he's got lots of comedy chops, some different shows. He's been on television, comedy shows. And he's just really great at what he does. He has that perfect balance of acerbicness and wisecrackiness and sarcasm, and he has just a hint of sweetness in his voice to throw you off.
And he's no stranger to DreamWorks because he was in Rise of the Guardian as the voice of North, a.k.a. Santa Claus. So he definitely had range when it came to characters to voice in this franchise. And when they get to the baby, he had his phone, and it wasn't a business phone, it was still a little play phone that you play with the little rotary, and I actually contacted Baby Corp, and it was so fun. All the toys and stuff they used were the actual device. They weren't just little play things. He had a safe where instead of making a martini, he would make this baby formula that would keep him as he is, because they have this thing where the baby formula would help them become boss babies. They could talk and have these high intelligence, and without it, then we revert back to a normal baby.
Right. Well, we failed to tell you in the beginning, the movie starts off telling you about Baby Court, and you see what it's about and how this particular baby became Boss Baby.
Right.
And the intro, oh my gosh, from them getting pampered in terms of a diaper and powdered and all these different things, it is just hilarious, and that sets the movie off. From the time you see that intro, you know that you're gonna love this movie.
Right. And then of course it goes to Tim, and then they have a narrator in the background who's like, this is how his life was before it got turned upside down because of the baby.
Right.
And then he kind of disappears for a little bit because they let the story tell itself. But it was a moment of chaos. He was letting his life was going chaotic all because of his baby. And the baby's mission was to stop this new invention of a puppy that would make babies obsolete.
Right.
And they called it Puppyco. And they made some hybrid dog that would never grow up. It would stay a puppy because apparently no one wants dogs that are beyond puppy years in this in this universe.
Right.
And he had to stop them from releasing to the world, or else babies would be obsolete, and that'd be the end of Baby Corp.
Right.
I don't think we're going to stop having kids, but okay.
In this universe, that was what it was. It was just perfect. I love this movie. We loved it so much. I think we've watched it 2 or 3 times.
Yes, and we bought it.
Now that we're doing this podcast, I want to see it again.
And it was just so much fun. It was really fun. And I think some people may have been affected by the Teen Titans Go attack, where comedy equals stupid for that show, and they seem to think that if people go too far into comedy, it's gonna be like that, and it's gonna be nonsensical,
but how
or
can
something.
Can you make a judgment about a movie based on a few clips?
Right.
Part of your experience is watching to see what happens, and if you were just to go based on the commercial, you really wouldn't know everything this movie is about. You have to watch it.
Right.
You know that it's funny. You know it has Alec Baldwin. You know there's a kid and a baby. And that's it.
Right.
But you really have to watch it to know everything. And I do love that about DreamWorks. There are some companies that they have a preview or a trailer, and you see the whole movie in 5 minutes.
Right.
I don't want to know everything that's going to happen. I don't want to be told everything. I like surprises. And one thing DreamWorks is very great at is surprising you. And Boss Baby, I'm telling you, is a surprise. It is worth the watch because you will just be very surprised and very happy that you took the time to watch this movie.
And it's such a joy to watch. You're pretty much smiling just about the entire time.
Yes.
From this concept to the characters, to the humor, the parts where they take break to do the imagination.
And the real kid that's doing the kid's voice.
Right. And it's not some adult pretending to be a kid. And they have all these other baby agents there too. And also a running gag in the movie. Since it's a kid's film and Alec Baldwin swears a lot when he's doing film, he can't swear in the movie. So when he tries to say he says, for poop duty, he can't swear. So every time he says and the equivalent was, for poop duty, And that happened several times though. Yes. He was swearing a lot, but fake swearing like Looney Cat. Like, what the fish you talking about?
It's wonderful. So, if you want to see it, it is also available on Netflix.
Yeah.
So, make it an evening or make it a day where you watch Captain Underpants and you watch Boss Baby and check out Flex Armstrong and check out Voltron if you haven't seen it and check out Troll Hunters. Just make it a DreamWorks night or a DreamWorks day and just enjoy what they have to offer. This movie, the way it ends, we can't tell you. But you know there's going to be a sequel.
Because of what happens.
Right. But you also get this wonderful lesson in the end of this movie. And all this humor and all this madcap craziness and all of this, there's this lesson that is just wonderful not only for every child that's watching, but for adults. And the child understanding how the parents feel, and the parents understanding how the children feel when there's a new baby on the way, or when there's changes that they can't control.
Right.
So this movie is perfect. I'm sorry.
To me, it was kind of like Storks, where it was another movie that was criticized. But then you watch it. It is a similar thing because of the thing with the babies. It's a similar thing. It's supposed to be fun. It's a different take on a concept that's been around for years and generations. And seeing how this person takes it, this and Boss Baby, it's really fun. And both movies were just really fun and heartwarming and loving. And Boss Baby,
Storks made by?
Now that was Warner Brothers,
okay.
But it did have a similar thing with the babies. And, that's why I really liked the movie. I did not expect to like it that much. I thought it was going to be good or okay. I expect it to be just flat out hilarious because it looks like if they don't make the franchises like Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, Madagascar, How to Train Your Dragon, the movies don't seem to do well or people don't care. They want to see those franchises that have been around for 20 years rather than something different. That's kind of why with Turbo didn't make it.
Well, they also did something that DreamWorks tends to do is they make a series out of a Netflix series. So there is a Boss Baby Netflix series that we've got to check out now that we've talked about this movie in this podcast. And the baby that appears in the thumbnail, you can see is not the same baby from the movie because he has a home. But, yeah, DreamWorks is really excellent at doing what they do. And you know that everything is not for everyone. But if you want laughter and you want to just be happy for almost 2 hours and just do nothing but laugh and have good feelings, and I've said this before and I love telling you when there are these type of movies, this is one of them. From beginning to end, laughter and joy. Even during the dramatic parts, even during the slightly sad parts, you still are happy. And that's the type of movies I like to watch. Even when there's drama going on or seriousness, I still want to feel good. I still want to be, not only after watching, but while watching. I don't want to be sad and depressed. I'm going to turn that movie off. But if you're able to give me lessons and to give me drama and things that further the story, but at the same time, I'm still feeling good about the movie, that's the movies I love. That's why I love Boss Baby.
Yes, and we can't wait for the sequel.
Poop duty.
We can't wait for the sequel that'll come out at some point.
Yes.
But we know that this movie just came out and they just got a season. We got to wait a little bit. Well, we can't wait to see what they would do with same concept, different characters, and how they would take it.
Right. And I know that you told me that DreamWorks only does 2 movies a year.
Yeah,
so
because
I'm really excited
contract.
to see what 2 movies are coming out this year.
Right.
And once they do come out, we'll be happy to review them for you in our podcast and let you know what makes these 2 movie specials as well. So, our next podcast,
Speed Racer,
the original.
Yes. Okay. I'm Rascal Entertainments,
and I'm Mama Entertainment.
Have a fantastic day.
Peace.
Double baby, fart poop duty. And reporters sitting, flashing lights, trying to walk around, man. Who the hell are you? What you wanna do? Well, man, it's on you. Man, it's on you. Met her in my dreams. She was my queen. A castle in the mountaintops, rivers and streams. Plucking sunlight from the sky in my pocket. Give it to you later on in the form of a locket.